Focus Amplified, a guide to amplifying your focus and achieving results. Preface. I'm no expert, and none of us indeed are when it comes to the complex world of focus and productivity. In this book, I'm not here to dictate a one-size-fits-all solution. Instead, I aim to share my thoughts, research, and, most importantly, my journey and preferences. I've encountered firsthand what it means to be a focused individual and experienced the transformative power that amplifying this focus can bring. In a single year, I achieved many goals, not because I possess extraordinary skills, but because I honed in on what truly mattered to me. During this time, I built digital products, conducted workshops for students, and even ran an online design course while holding down a full-time job. The core message here is that you don't necessarily need more time to pursue your dreams, you need focused intent. Through this book, I share my insights into the art of being focused and how you can amplify this skill to accomplish your aspirations. Please take this book as a guide, a source of inspiration, or even a friendly nudge in the right direction. Remember that what works for one may not work for all, and that's perfectly okay. This endeavor also represents a stretch for me, as I'm more accustomed to writing about design than delving into the realm of self-help. Nevertheless, I'm here, stepping outside my comfort zone, because I genuinely believe in the power of focus and its potential for anyone willing to embrace it. So, let's embark on this journey together, exploring the uncharted waters of focus, productivity, and pursuing our most ambitious goals. Introduction. Welcome to a journey of transformation that will empower you to conquer procrastination, harness focus, and shape your success story. The quest for direction often feels like an uphill battle in a world of distractions and demands. If you've ever found yourself caught in the clutches of procrastination or struggling to keep unwavering focus, you're not alone. I'm excited to guide you on this journey toward learning to focus. I've been there, the days when deadlines loomed and yet, somehow, hours slipped through my fingers like it was nothing. But through my own experiences, I've discovered the tools and techniques that turned my productivity around, the strategies that transformed me from a chronic procrastinator to a focused achiever. As we embark on this journey together, I want to let you know that I am not an expert on this matter by any means, but if I've done something myself, I can also try to help you. This book is unique because it's rooted in real-life experiences, my experiences, and the lessons I've gathered along the way. I believe learning from someone who's faced your battles is a profound strength. By sharing my insights, challenges, and victories, I aim to light a path you can follow to amplify your focus. Allow me a moment of candid honesty. We're strangers, you and me. Our stories, dreams, and setbacks stay shrouded. Even in our encounters, I may not have the answers to mend or guide you. However, I fervently believe in your potential and hope you'll flourish. I don't know what you are like, how many times you've succeeded or failed, your dreams, ambitions, and emotional state. Simply put, we don't know each other well. But I honestly believe in you as you are trying to change. I'm struggling to write this very book. I've often put off writing, just like I've delayed other tasks. I've had a hard time focusing on my job and side projects. You're in the right place if you felt the same way and are looking for answers. Are you ready to make a change and become more productive? Let's get started. Chapter 1. Rethinking Productivity, the Dark Side of the Hustle. How much work you've to do today? Do you get things done before the timeline? Do you like your current state? Are you missing deadlines? Do you think you're still not doing enough? Do you struggle to learn new things? It's evident and ordinary that we all undervalue ourselves most often. We pursue doing more, achieving more, and becoming more. But what if I told you that the very thing we often celebrate, productivity, can be a double-edged sword? What if I argued that the relentless race for productivity, left unchecked, can lead to a toxic cycle of burnout, stress, and diminished well-being? I may be wrong or partially correct. But I think we get into a productivity trap, causing us to forget to focus on essential things in our lives. So, in this chapter, I will tell you something that you can relate to, rethink yourself, and make your judgment. The productivity obsession. Instead of expecting systems to streamline our tasks and make our lives easier, we frequently exert more effort to achieve the desired outcomes. Shouldn't the purpose of systems be to minimize the workload and make our lives more efficient? Historically, productivity has been labeled as a symbol of progress and success. The Industrial Revolution transformed societies and economies and was built to maximize output with minimal input. Over the years, we measured our worth by our ability to juggle numerous tasks simultaneously. We stopped trying to improve the system and blamed ourselves for not doing enough. We sacrificed our evenings and weekends to get more work done. So, you can think our society has evolved this way. We probably cannot completely ignore it because we have bills to pay and food to survive. We cannot afford not to be productive. We must work to live. That's what we've been told and instructed. In the digital age, the productivity obsession has reached new heights. We're inundated with time management hacks, productivity apps, and success stories that seemingly demand we hustle relentlessly to keep up. We've been conditioned to believe that busyness equates to achievement and that productivity, in its unbridled pursuit, is the key to fulfillment. Hundreds of productivity tools, thousands of books, and several systems claim to make us productive. So, why are they not working? The dark side of productivity. But here's the harsh truth: the relentless pursuit of productivity can take a toll on our mental and physical well-being. It can lead to burnout, anxiety, and a profound sense of emptiness, leaving us wondering, is this all there is? The pressure to constantly produce can erode our creativity, stifling our ability to innovate and think outside the box. I'm a victim of this productivity ecosystem. I've probably watched most YouTube videos regarding productivity, tools, and tips. All the things I have consumed didn't help me at all. I have bought many self-help books, some related to productivity, and I was impressed with the content and enjoyed reading/watching. So, where do things go wrong? Well, tips don't work for everyone. We are different, our brain thinks differently. I consumed them all and never implemented them constantly. For example, I started journaling after watching some YouTube videos. Thinking about it will help me clear my thoughts and make me more productive. Instead, I stopped writing for 2-3 days and felt nothing over the months. I have downloaded multiple productivity tools out there. I've used them all. I downloaded, created an account, and wrote a few tasks, events, and plans there, and the very next day, I forgot to update or tick it. Shall I blame the system? No. It's me who needs to be blamed. Systems are there with some purpose. If they are not followed or appropriately used, the result is zero. Productivity itself is not dark, but being overwhelmed by it and being distracted is. You should focus on your internal system rather than some random productivity system. My experience with productivity. Well, I don't have decades of work experience, nor am I too knowledgeable to share it. But, if you can relate and learn things that might impact your life, I would gladly share what I have learned so far. In 2015, I was a staunch believer in the power of multitasking. Until then, my interaction with personal computers had been minimal. I'd seen a few, but I'd never used one myself. To most people, PCs and mobile devices were primary sources of entertainment, perfect for indulging in games and leisurely activities. Little did I know that my first encounter with a personal computer would open up a world of boundless possibilities. I vividly remember my initial desire to delve into the realm of Photoshop. It was a burning passion, but I had no clue where to start. All I knew was how to power up the computer and use a web browser to search and watch YouTube. And so, my journey began with YouTube tutorials. Through these videos, I started to unravel the intricacies of design, igniting a newfound interest within me. From then on, I embarked on a creative journey that saw me learn and design countless things. However, amidst the constant flow of designs, there was a persistent feeling that something was amiss. Despite my dedication, I never completed projects within the allotted deadlines. Time and again, I found myself pouring in substantial effort, but the fruits of my labor were just out of reach. Crafting each design took considerable time and unwavering determination, leaving me questioning my productivity. Now, let me share another tale from my journey. In April 2020, I joined NXT Gen, and we were tasked with organizing Quantum Hack, Nepal's most significant digital hackathon of the year. The days leading up to the event were nothing short of a whirlwind. I vividly recall one particular day when I worked relentlessly for 14 hours straight, convinced that I was at the peak of productivity. But here's the thing, despite my unwavering dedication and my invested hours, I couldn't escape the nagging feeling that productivity remained an elusive goal. The more I chased it, the farther it seemed to drift away. It wasn't until exhaustion set in that I realized I had been burning the candle at both ends. The result? A burnout so profound that I couldn't bring myself to design anything for the next 2 or 3 days. So, instead of chasing productivity, I would have become more focused and did the most important thing first, took a rest and did it consistently. My biggest mistake was being unplanned and not focused enough to do something more systematically. That's why all my work piled up the day before the event, and I had to work 14 hours straight. And why I was able to work that long, you may ask. It is because I've isolated myself the whole time. I was indoors day and night. The reality is you sacrifice to be more productive and get things done. Some things you might relate to. You have a project presentation tomorrow, and you're still working on it the day before. You started learning a new skill or something and left it unknowingly. You are easily distracted. You can watch a whole Netflix series in a day. You can make a Guinness World Record for the longest time spent on a smartphone if you don't have to study or work and nobody tells you to stop. You easily get demotivated by watching your friends doing more than you do. I believe you can relate to them because I can describe them accurately. So, we all suffer from it. You don't have to panic or be discouraged. Nobody is that productive, they are just doing things more by sacrificing something. Experiencing a lot of things over the years, I will tell you things that you might disagree with and might relate to and realize. Moving forward, I'll share my thoughts and experiences that will surely help you. Why this book? The Focus Alternative. When you focus on being focused, you're likely to be productive automatically. Until this point, you probably have guessed, this book is not about being productive, but focused. Being focused is so rare that many of us struggle to do basic things. Don't get me wrong, that we're abandoning productivity altogether. Instead, we will redefine it. This book will introduce you to the transformative power of focus, an alternative approach that defines quality over quantity, hard work over smartness, something over nothing, depth over breadth, and well-being over work done. This book is not about advocating for laziness or mediocrity. Instead, it will encourage you to work hard. Balance your work life and dreams. It's about shifting from an ordinary person to a hardworking and more focused person. Since you're reading this book so far without being distracted, I would say you're somehow an observant person. In upcoming chapters, we'll understand focus fundamentals, rewire our mindset, learn to overcome distractions, and use some proven techniques to focus more. Are you ready? The path may be different, but the rewards are profound. I am just like you, who was focused on writing a book. Correct me if I'm wrong or if you want to share your thoughts while reading it. You can DM me on Instagram https://instagram.com/ngl.bk. Chapter 2. The Fundamentals of Focus. Being focused means being aware of what thoughts you get and why you get them. In this chapter, we'll dive into the fundamentals of focus, a fundamental that lies at the core of getting things done, goal achievement, and personal growth. Did you ever feel you have done something unique and exceeded your expectations? If yes, at that moment, you must have been focused. Understanding what focus truly means and how it works is the first step toward amplifying focus. If there is chaos in your mind, you'll feel you're never good enough. You will self-doubt yourself so often that you feel insecure. You can find so many details about the neuroscience behind the focus. But, I am going to simplify it so we can easily understand. Focus is all about being aware of your internal and external surroundings. Internal awareness. Focus entails being mindful of your thoughts and emotions. When concentrating on a task, you're aware of the thoughts related to that task and how they may influence your decision-making. E.g., you unknowingly check your phone while doing something. If you know it, you should try to stay on task. External awareness. Do you carefully listen to what others are saying? Being focused means you listen to your surroundings, people, and objects so carefully that everything else fades in the background. It includes actively listening, understanding, and observing. You can practice it too. When you're talking to someone, make eye contact and actively listen to them, talk to them. You might choose a quiet space to work in to minimize external disturbances, demonstrating an awareness of your surroundings. You should channel your awareness purposefully, whether inwardly to manage your thoughts and emotions or outward to engage with the world around you. This deliberate awareness allows you to achieve your goals, make informed decisions, and engage more deeply with your internal and external experience. Definition of focus. It is the art of directing your attention toward a specific task or goal by yourself. It's not merely about avoiding distractions, but channeling your energy toward a singular point of concentration. When you're focused, you become fully aware of your actions, and distractions fade into the background. When I sit to do work, I give my undivided attention to the task. Unfortunately, I am not immune to distractions like everyone else. So, I will prevent it beforehand. Like putting my mobile on D&D, do not disturb. If the environment is noisy and crowded, I cannot do anything about it. Then, I prefer to listen to Spotify. I will have one noise rather than others, which can distract or disturb me while I am working. The best way is to find a silent place and do the work. The benefits of focus. If you are reading this book, it means you are trying to be more focused. You've already known the benefits of mastering focus. When you can focus, you become a more efficient and productive version of yourself. You do things more quickly, effectively, make fewer errors, and produce higher quality work. You will do the best of your ability. Focus isn't limited to work, it extends to every aspect of life. Whether you're pursuing personal goals, nurturing relationships, or learning new skills, focus amplifies your experiences. It allows you to be present and engaged, making you attentive to focus more on things. Building a foundation of focus. You may ask now, can I improve my focus? Of course. Like any skill, focus can be cultivated and manifested. It all starts with building a solid foundation. In this section that follows, we'll look into techniques and strategies to sharpen your focus. What I'll tell you from now on are my personal experiences and research. It's not 100% guaranteed like every suggestion you get will be useful, but let me assure you that it's entirely possible to amplify your focus. Ultimately, it's your effort and steps you take from now on matters. Chapter 3. Rewiring your mindset. You are who you were before shaping who you'll be tomorrow. Your personal experience uniquely shapes your mindset. To become more focused, you need to start by rewiring your mindset. It means challenging negative beliefs and assumptions and replacing them with more empowering ones. Let's try to understand by an example. If you believe you're not good at something, you're less likely to be good at it. But if you can rewire your mindset to think that you are capable and worthy, you'll be more likely to face it and make progress. Most of the things we want to do and achieve are too sensitive to our thoughts. You can simply accept that I'm not ready, I don't have courage, I'm not skilled enough. And that mindset is enough to discourage you from starting anything. Do nothing and be comfortable with it. Getting out of your comfort zone. It's not easy to step outside our comfort zone. It's hard to motivate ourselves to do anything that feels uncomfortable. But if we want to grow and achieve our goals, we must push ourselves beyond our limits. I recently experienced this myself when I decided to write my first ebook on graphic design. I had never written a book before, and I wasn't sure if I had the skills or the confidence to do it. But I knew that it was something I wanted to do, so I challenged myself to try. I'm happy that I did. Writing the ebook was a lot of hard work, but it was also gratifying. I learned a lot about myself and the process of writing and publishing an ebook. And I'm proud to say that the ebook has been well received by readers. Even though I am not an experienced writer, I made my ebook free for everyone, and it has been downloaded more than 500 times. It shows a demand for information on this topic and that people are willing to read my work even though I am not a professional writer. If you're considering stepping outside your comfort zone, here are a few tips. Start small. Don't try to do too much too soon. Start by taking small steps outside of your comfort zone. For example, If you need more confidence in public speaking, start by giving short presentations to small groups of people. Find a support system. Friends, family members, or colleagues who support you can make a big difference. Talk to them about your goals and ask them for help and encouragement. Celebrate your successes. Every time you step outside of your comfort zone, take the time to celebrate your success. It will help you to stay motivated and keep moving forward. Remember, getting out of your comfort zone is not about being perfect. It's about challenging yourself and growing as a person. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. Just learn from them and keep moving forward. Getting out of your comfort zone is essential for success in all areas of life. When you step outside your comfort zone, you open yourself to new opportunities and experiences. You also learn to overcome your fears and doubts. If you want to achieve your goals and live your best life, I encourage you to leave your comfort zone today. You won't regret it. Focus on your strengths. Do you know your strengths and weaknesses? You might know a few, but there is always more to discover. Strengths and weaknesses are our abilities and inability to do things. We often focus on our weaknesses, or we cannot identify them at all. Here are a few tips to help you identify your strengths and weaknesses. Reflect on your past experiences. Think about your successes and struggles in school, work, sports, and personal life. Ask others for feedback. Your supervisor, mentor, and peers can offer valuable insights into your strengths and weaknesses. Take personality assessments. Many online and offline assessments can help you identify your strengths and weaknesses. Initially, you might have too many weaknesses. My strength is critical thinking, and my weakness is logical thinking. We all lack something and have something that makes us different. The good news is, it's an ongoing process, so your weaknesses can be your strengths if you work on them, and likewise, your strengths can be your weaknesses if you don't focus on them. To strengthen, you can practice every day. Learn to say no. When you say yes to something you don't want to do, you're saying no to something you do want to do. You're setting yourself up for resentment and disappointment. I learned this firsthand when I was offered many opportunities to work on startups and projects. At first, I said yes to everything because I thought I needed to make money. But eventually, I realized that I wasn't enjoying it or didn't want to do it. I had done so many things because I couldn't say no initially. But how could I decline an offer before me? I truly honored the request, but the thing is, don't do something you don't feel like doing. I've probably declined many offers for part-time jobs or projects in the last 6 months. I'm glad those people needed me, but I want to do many things myself. These days, I'm kind of doing what I want to do. My mindset is that I want to build and create something on my own, which doesn't necessarily have to be a business. I want to develop software, do design, and write books. Because I was able to say no, I am now able to build multiple projects at Mixum Agency with talented friends, complete an online graphic design course, given a video editing workshop, write this very book. You may not be able to say no to everything, significantly if it directly impacts your income or something else important. But consider your options carefully, and if saying no is more reasonable, simply say no. People will understand. We cannot change who we are instantly. It takes time to understand things, and that's perfectly okay. If you think you lack something, then it's time to rewire your mindset. Chapter 4. Overcoming distractions. How much time did you spend watching YouTube, TikTok, and Reels today? 2 or 3 hours? That's a distraction. You unknowingly force yourself to watch short videos that make you forget your goals and tasks. You enjoy scrolling endlessly, expecting to watch something new when you scroll. While the platform learns what you like and gives you exactly that, you become hooked. As a user experience designer, I sometimes have to design things that manipulate users' psychology. All technology companies are after your attention. More attention means more views, time spent on the platform, ad reach, and revenue. I'm not immune to these tactics. Distractions are frequent and common. Research suggests that people lose an average of 2.1 hours per day to distractions. The average time spent on a task before getting distracted is 11 minutes. It takes 25 minutes to return to a task after a disruption. So, the real question is, how can we be less distracted? It's hard, and we can never be entirely distraction-free unless we start living in the forest. People, companies, and technologies want us to be distracted so we can focus on what they're manipulating us to do. Identify your distractions. The first step to reducing distractions is to identify your distraction patterns and the things around you that distract you. Write them down somewhere. Ironically, you may even get distracted from writing down your distractions. Here are some common distractions: social media, regrets, toxic relationships, the pursuit of perfection, the promise of tomorrow, multitasking, technology. How many of these do you have? I'm sure you have at least 3 of them. Don't feel guilty or ashamed. We all choose to do things, even when there are interruptions everywhere. Here's how I get distracted. I usually search online for inspiration when I'm trying to design something. While searching, I have other tabs open in my browser, like YouTube and Facebook. And guess what? I unintentionally open them and watch YouTube videos on 10 tips to be productive at work. Really? I'm sure you can relate to this. Distractions are everywhere, and they can be very tempting. But it's important to remember that we're in control of our own choices. If we want to be more productive, we need to be more mindful of our distractions and choose to avoid them. Make things unreachable. We tend to use and notice things closer to us. For example, if you keep your phone next to your desk, you are more likely to check it, even if you don't have any notifications. This is because our brains are wired to pay attention to things in our immediate vicinity. One way to reduce distractions is to make the things that distract you more challenging to reach. For example, you could put your phone in another room while working on a task. Or, if you find yourself distracted by social media, you could block distracting websites using a website blocker. Here are other tips for making things unreachable. Turn off your phone notifications. Close any unnecessary tabs on your computer. Work in a quiet place where you won't be interrupted by people or noises. Keep distracting objects out of sight. It may be difficult at first, but the more you make things unreachable, the easier it will become to focus on your work. One distraction to rule them all. It may seem odd, but one way to reduce distractions is to choose one distraction and stick with it. This may seem counterintuitive, but it can actually help you to focus better. When you have multiple distractions, your brain is constantly switching back and forth between them. This can be very tiring and can make it difficult to focus on any one task. But when you have only one distraction, your brain can focus on your task and ignore the distraction. Of course, the distraction you choose should be something that you can easily ignore. For example, if you find yourself getting distracted by music, you could choose to listen to instrumental music or music in a language that you don't understand. Or, if you find yourself getting distracted by social media, you could choose to use a website blocker to block distracting websites. So, I believe most of us prefer music while working, right? Now you know why. Digital minimalism. Digital minimalism is a lifestyle approach that encourages individuals to reduce digital clutter and distractions intentionally. It is a great way to minimize distractions, as there will be less to distract you. For example, you can uninstall apps you unknowingly use from your phone. Having all social media apps and many games on your phone significantly increases the chances of using them. You can also use digital minimalism to organize your photos, drives, videos, and documents. Here are some tips for practicing digital minimalism. Identify your digital clutter. What apps, websites, and devices do you use that you don't need or enjoy? Delete or uninstall unnecessary apps and websites. Limit your time on social media and other distracting websites. Turn off notifications for apps you don't need to be notified about. Set aside specific times for checking email and social media. Create a digital detox routine. This could involve turning off your devices for a certain amount of time each day or week. Digital minimalism can be challenging at first, but it is worth it in the long run. When you reduce your digital distractions, you will have more time and energy for the things that are important to you. If you are interested in learning more about digital minimalism, I recommend the book Digital Minimalism: Choosing a Focused Life in a Noisy World by Cal Newport. Time management. You really need to be aware of your time. Normally, being distracted costs us time, which is the most valuable thing in life. You cannot spend 2 hours watching meaningless short videos or trendy stuff. I have a simple rule for time management, GPT, which stands for Goal, Project, Task. Only make time for tasks that are aligned with your goal. Everything else is a waste of time. We will explore this concept more deeply in Chapter 8. Basically, it means identifying tasks that will help you achieve your goal. Here are some tips for following the GPT rule. Define your goals. What do you want to accomplish in life? What are your short-term and long-term goals? Break down your goals into projects. Once you know what you want to achieve, break it down into smaller, more manageable projects. Identify the tasks that need to be completed for each project. Once you have a list of projects, identify all of the tasks that need to be completed for each one. Prioritize your tasks. Not all tasks are created equal. Some tasks are more important and urgent than others. Prioritize your tasks so that you are working on the most important things first. Schedule your tasks. Once you have prioritized your tasks, schedule them into your calendar. This will help you to stay on track and make progress towards your goals. Chapter 5. Hacking your environment for focus. Your environment is crucial for focus. Can you work and study while many people are around you? Can you focus when there is a loud noise coming from outside? Probably not. Your environment has a direct impact on your ability to focus. This chapter will explore the art of hacking your surroundings to optimize your focus. Impact of your environment. Picture your workspace. Is it a chaotic jumble of papers, cables, and empty cups? Or is it clean, organized, where you can focus? Which one is it? First or second? Most of us will say the first. So, what can you do about it? When you wake up, take 5 to 10 minutes to clean your desk/workspace, keep things organized, and maybe open your window. Doing so will give you a head start, as your workspace will be clean and organized, and so will your mind. But it's not just about the physical environment. Your digital space, with its notifications, emails, and endless browser tabs, can be an equally powerful distractor. So, organize it as well. If you don't know how, here are a few tips. Close, stop, or hide things when you don't need them. Open and resume them when you need them. By following these tips, you can create an environment that is conducive to focus and productivity. Crafting a clutter-free workspace. Let's start by decluttering your physical workspace. A messy desk or table can be a major distraction. For example, if you keep things like toys, books, or devices on your desk that you don't need when you're trying to focus, you're more likely to pick them up and start using them. To avoid this, it's best to keep only the essentials on your desk: a bottle of water, a notebook and pen, and your laptop or PC. If there are things that you can't control, such as a messy workspace in an office or library, try to create a zone on your desk where you can focus. This could be as simple as clearing a small area and putting up a sign that says "Focus Zone." Another helpful tip is to designate different areas for different tasks. For example, you could have a specific area for focused work, another area for brainstorming or creative thinking, and a third area for relaxation. If you have a study table, this could be your focus area. If you don't, try to find a quiet place where you can sit comfortably and focus on your work. For relaxation, you could go for a walk in the park or listen to music. By creating different zones for different tasks, you can train your brain to associate each zone with a specific activity. This will help you to focus more easily and avoid distractions. Managing your digital space. You get more distracted digitally than physically. Most of us own a personal computer, smartphone, smartwatch, and other gadgets. There is almost everything you can do with a computer and internet. You can run a business on it, and on the other hand, you can literally spend days watching some series. I believe most of you have completed many TV series by watching continuously, and you must have flexed to your friends that you completed in a whole night. Ring a bell. We must embrace technology by using it properly. Watching Netflix is fine and watching YouTube is super cool. You can learn and be entertained. But the primary reason that you feel you are not focused enough might be the unplanned time spent on those platforms. Using devices so much that you get exhausted to even start your most important task. These kinds of addictions are too common so that nobody is immune. I've completed all the latest TV series and watched at least 1-2 hours of YouTube content on a regular basis. Still, I can focus when I want to. I do it by simply keeping a wall between personal time and work time. If you are studying right now, it can be personal time versus study time. The most important thing there is the timing more than time itself. So, time block your personal time and watch whatever you want. For example, 10 to 11 p.m. for YouTube. It's simple. Work when you're supposed to and enjoy when you've worked/studied enough. To begin with digital decluttering, organize your files, emails, and digital documents into logical folders and places. Archive or delete old emails that no longer serve a purpose. Next time you need something, you'll know where to find it. Instead of wondering where you saved it and searching endlessly, try doing the hard thing of organizing things first. Believe me, you'll be more productive. Next, deal with notifications. Turn on Do Not Disturb mode and chill. Simply enabling it will ensure that you don't get anything that will interrupt your flow. However, this also means that you may miss an important notification. To avoid this, you can adjust your notification settings. Technologies must help us when we need it. Don't let them alter your way of life. Only enable notifications for important applications. Keep everything else silent/mute. We tend to keep notifications on because of FOMO, fear of missing out. You want to get notified when someone comments on your photo, someone likes your story, and popular videos today. Really, are those necessary to you? You can always open the app and see it yourself. So, keep them shut and own your time. Be in control. Chapter 6. Techniques for cultivating focus. There are techniques that you can try today to manifest your focusing ability. It's not guaranteed to make you more focused, but I have curated a few techniques that really helped me. So, it can help you as well. Don't listen to me, try it yourself. If it's working, great. If not, leave it. What I've seen is that if we try to execute a certain technique with complexity by over-modifying it or using advanced tools, it will surely distract us. I tried not to recommend software tools if possible, as they vary and can be complicated. Before I introduce you to techniques, I want you to know these things. You don't need advanced to-do software for personal use cases. Use your notebook, write a date at the top, and make a checkbox. Write down your daily to-dos and tick them when completed. You don't need to schedule your calendar if you're not doing operations and business. You don't need to buy subscriptions for shiny features. You don't need a second brain in Notion. Techniques are there for complex situations. Doing 5 projects in parallel, attending meetings, and managing time for personal growth may require a productivity system. But, if you're not busy, then you don't need any of the software. Using your mobile phone for 5 to 6 hours a day doesn't count as business, though. Jokes apart. Here are some effective techniques that I believe can help you focus. Meditation. Meditation is probably the most effective way to cultivate focus. Did you notice I made a mistake with the spelling of meditation? If you did, it means you are more aware of your surroundings. If not, that's perfectly fine. Practicing meditation can help you become more aware of your thoughts, surroundings, and feelings. In my personal experience, when I meditate daily for just 10 minutes, I tend to have many thoughts. I couldn't stop them at first, but they gradually decreased as I continued to meditate regularly. Meditation can help you recognize the negative emotions and anxiety that may be driving your procrastination. Don't listen to me, try it for a few days, and you will be amazed. I started by watching guided meditation videos on YouTube. It costs nothing, so just try it. The Pomodoro technique. I used to think that keeping a timer was useless, as I generally forget about it if it doesn't sound loud. But the Pomodoro technique is different. It encourages you to take breaks while you work, which can help you to focus and be more productive. The Pomodoro technique is a time management method that uses a timer to break down work into intervals, typically 25 minutes in length, separated by short breaks. Each interval is known as a pomodoro, after the tomato-shaped kitchen timer that the technique's creator, Francesco Cirillo, used as a student. To use the Pomodoro technique, simply follow these steps. Choose a task to work on. Set the timer for 25 minutes. Work on the task until the timer goes off. Take a short break, 5 to 10 minutes. Repeat steps 2 to 4 times. Take a longer break, 20 to 30 minutes. After 4 Pomodoros, you can take a longer break. You can adjust the length of the work intervals and break to suit your own needs. This technique teaches us to take breaks. You can use your alarm too. Ability to resume your work after a break is essential. Remember that. Power of habit. We are not born with habits. We learn them over time. Habits can be good or bad. In his book, The Power of Habit, Charles Duhigg explains the science behind habit formation and change. He argues that all habits follow a 3-step loop: cue, routine, and reward. The cue is a trigger that tells our brain to go into automatic mode. The routine is the behavior itself. The reward is what we get out of the behavior. There is a connection between habits and focus. When we have a strong habit, it takes less effort to focus on the task associated with that habit. For example, if we have a habit of waking up early and going for a run, it will be easier to focus on our run than if we had to wake up early and do something we don't enjoy. This is because our brains are wired to conserve energy. When we do something repeatedly, our brains create a neural pathway that makes it easier to do that thing in the future. Habits and focus can work together to help us achieve our goals. When we have a strong habit of focusing on our work, we are more likely to be productive and successful. Here are some additional tips for changing habits. Be patient. It takes time to break a habit and create a new one. Don't give up if you don't see results immediately. Be consistent. The more consistent you are with your new routine, the more likely it is to stick. Make it easy. Make it as easy as possible to do your new routine. For example, if you want to start exercising, put your workout clothes out the night before. Find a support system. Having people to support you can make it easier to change your habits. Talk to your friends, family, or find an accountability partner. See Chapter 7. Note-keeping. How often do you write down your thoughts and brainstorm? Be honest. Most of us will go YOLO and try to remember everything. But writing it down really helps to focus. When you write it, your whole body remembers. Note-taking is an essential skill for everyone who wants to learn and remember information. It helps you to focus on material, organize your thoughts, and identify the most important information. When you take notes, you are actively engaging with the material, which helps you to learn it more effectively. There are many note-taking applications available, both free and paid. I used Google Keep for a long time, then I moved to Notion. Everything was fine, but at some point, I found it difficult to keep my notes organized as things got cluttered. I needed a minimal note-taking app that was affordable and powerful enough for my needs. So, my friends and I built a note-taking application called Mixam Notes. It's minimal and powerful at the same time. I use Mixam Notes every day to organize my thoughts, ideas, and even my work. Additional tips for effective note-taking. Be selective. Don't try to write down everything you hear or read. Focus on the most important information. Use your own words. Don't just copy down the speaker's or author's words. This will help you to better understand and remember the information. Organize your notes. Create headings and subheadings to group related information together. Review your notes regularly. Go over your notes after class or a meeting to help you to remember the information. Note-taking is a valuable skill that can help you to learn and remember information more effectively. By following these tips, you can improve your note-taking skills and boost your productivity. Single tasking. I used to think that multitasking was the ultimate productivity hack. It was a way to be more productive and efficient. However, research has shown that multitasking is actually counterproductive. It can lead to decreased productivity, increased errors, and decreased focus. When you multitask, you're constantly switching your attention between different tasks. This can make it difficult to focus on any one task, and it can lead to distractions. A year ago, I read the book The One Thing by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan. The book taught me the importance of single tasking. The book argues that there is one thing that you can do, such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary. This is called the one thing. I really like the concept. I will try to summarize it for you. The one thing framework consists of 3 steps. Discover your true north. This is your purpose, your passion, and your why. It's what drives you and gives your life meaning. Define your one thing. This is the one thing that you can do, such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary. It's the thing that will have the biggest impact on your life and your goals. Execute your one thing. This is the most important step. Once you know your one thing, you need to take action and make it happen. The one thing is a practical framework that can help you to achieve your goals by focusing on the most important thing. It is a must-read for anyone who wants to be more productive and successful. Single tasking is the act of focusing on one task at a time and giving it your full attention. When you do a single task, it leads to better results. You are less likely to make mistakes. The ultimate technique. If you ask me for one thing you can do to become a more focused person, I would say that being aware is the ultimate technique. When you are aware of what you are doing, why you are doing it, how you are doing it, and when you are doing it, you are more likely to be focused and productive. Awareness is not something that happens automatically. It takes practice and effort to develop. But it is a skill that is worth developing, because it can help you to achieve your goals and live a more fulfilling life. Here are a few tips for developing awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts and feelings. What are you thinking about right now? How are you feeling? Notice your surroundings. What do you see, hear, smell, taste, and feel? Be mindful of your body sensations. Are you tense or relaxed? Are you hungry or thirsty? Be aware of your present moment experience. What is happening right now, at this very moment? It can be helpful to start by practicing awareness for short periods of time, such as for a few minutes each day. Once you have developed a regular practice, you can gradually increase the amount of time you spend being aware. Developing awareness is a journey, not a destination. There is always more to learn. But the more aware you are, the more focused and productive you will be. Chapter 07. Deep Work. 2 years ago, I read the book Deep Work by Cal Newport, and he defines deep work as professional activities performed in a state of distraction-free concentration that push your cognitive capabilities to their limit. These efforts create new value, improve your skill, and are hard to replicate. To do deep work, you need to understand what shallow work is. Shallow work is non-cognitively demanding, logistical-style tasks, often performed while distracted. These efforts do not create much new value in the world and are easy to replicate. Simply, those work which won't add value towards achieving your goals. As you can research and read the book itself to understand more. But, I will tell you in simple words what I understood. Schedule deep work blocks. Yes, you need a time block to perform deep work. I normally do at most 6 hours of deep work, from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. During that time period, I focus and work effectively. Honestly, 6 hours daily is a bit too much for work. But, as I work full-time, daily work is necessary, and during the night I like to sharpen my skills or work on side projects. So, you should schedule your time block. I recommend starting with a 2-hour time block for a month and see the wonders. Decide where and how you'll perform deep work. Scheduling time is not enough. You need to decide where and how you will do deep work. We have already discussed how your environment should be in Chapter 5. Important question would be, how to work deeply. First, you need to understand that we are not robots to work with high efficiency. Sometimes we don't have time, we get tired and don't want to do anything, and that is totally fine. Taking rest, doing nothing also helps to focus as it gives you time to restore yourself. Once you get yourself a place and positive mindset ready, you can isolate yourself for the scheduled time block. If you cannot picture it, let me help. When I get ready for deep work, I pick a bottle of water, a notebook, and my laptop. I sit on the chair and start doing the work. Device notifications go off. It seems simple to say, but actually doing it is harder. What if you don't have an active internet or no electricity? Well, that will be an unusual situation to begin with. The point is to get yourself ready and just start working for the scheduled time period that you decided earlier. Execute without excuses. Talking from my experience, you will get a lot of distractions and unnecessary things when you try to work in peace. Either in an office, where you have a deadline, or on your personal project, you will get distractions from every possible direction. You'll get hungry, you'll get thirsty, you'll remember something from months ago. Due to that, most people get distracted before they start working. How often do you make excuses? Like when you missed a deadline, couldn't complete the project that you started. I believe we don't like to admit that we are the problem. We like to blame others, make countless excuses, but deep down we feel guilty, but we pretend not to show. Making excuses is cheating with oneself. It's not that easy not to make any excuses. But, when you mess up or couldn't complete it on time, try to take full responsibility yourself. It will hurt at the beginning, but you feel better after some time. When you become responsible and work hard, you ought to succeed. If you do it with discipline for 2 to 3 hours a day, I believe you won't miss any deadlines. Shut down from deep work. Yes, you need to shut down like a computer. What happens when your PC gets shut down? It stops all the running processes. Likewise, you have to switch from work mode to normal mode. Stopping everything. When your tasks are incomplete after doing 3 hours or deep work, try not to worry. If you have 3 more tasks to do, shut it down, quit the software, stand up, and close everything. You can do it tomorrow/next time. Shutting down after deep work helps to recharge your body. You will feel more energized when you resume the work the next day. It also depends upon the resolve you have towards the project. If you have a deadline tomorrow, you may not afford to shut down. So, you can be flexible to it. Rewire your brain for deep work. As we have discussed scheduling, finding where and how to do deep work, executing it, and shutting down when you need to, it's time for a mindset shift. You just need to think things more differently from now on. Rewiring refers to recreating, organizing our thoughts and beliefs. Embrace doing nothing. It's not possible to deep work straight for 3 to 4 hours. It's hard to do that. Up to this point, our brain expects and requests distraction. For example, we check our smartphones at any moment. Sound familiar? Unknowingly, we pick up our smartphones to see the time while we wear a watch. Simply put, we've been affected by distractions for so long. So, there is nothing you can do to instantly change that behavior. But, you can try a few things. Don't take breaks from distraction, but instead take breaks from focus. You can schedule a distraction time and use the internet, smartphone, or anything, and then avoid it altogether while you work. Instead, open your phone 30 times a day for nothing. Try opening it and actually using it for news, social media updates, and playing games, maybe in that particular allocated time. Think about it, we are reducing the device's opening frequency and rewiring our brain to open TikTok at 6 to 7 p.m. maybe. Quit social media, but in a smart way. Believe it or not, our attention span has been shortened over time as we consume short videos for a long period of time. I feel like I lost my ability to concentrate, making it difficult to improve work quality. What about you? Can you concentrate? If not, a potential cause can be social media. You cannot stop it and isolate yourself from the world, can you? We need information on a daily basis, we need to know what's happening around us. Let's assume you uninstalled Instagram for 10 days. Was it impossible for you to stay away from it? Did anyone care? I believe you were stuffed at the beginning and eventually you can do it. So, I am not telling you to uninstall everything right, but try to use it in a smart way. Why do you use social media? To connect with your friends and family. Get updates from your favorite player, actor, or artist. Get news updates. Watch memes made. Personal branding. I cannot remember more reasons why you may use social media. All of the above reasons are valid and you should know it all. I'll not write about the dark side of social media here. You can watch a Netflix video about it here, social dilemma. Honestly, I cannot afford to uninstall any social media. I use it to get news updates from Twitter, see what my friends are up to on Instagram, and what my relatives are up to on Facebook. If I don't use it, my parents will tell me why I am not using it. So, I didn't uninstall it. But, you can use it smartly. Being smart means you are aware of your consumption. If you watch Reels for 2 hours and you don't even realize it, that would be the problem. But, if you know you are going to use it for 30 minutes, then you can stop it after the time elapses. Deep work is rare. Not everyone can do it. I tried to do it myself too often and failed as the world around me is noisy and wants my attention. I got to know about deep work 2 years ago, and since then, when I work for more than 2 hours, I label it as deep work. My definition of deep work is being able to put utmost effort into my work and embrace distractions if they happen. I believe in pivoting our focus towards our focus when we get distracted. Chapter 8. Staying accountable and acting. In this chapter, we will learn essential steps for staying accountable to your goals and translating your intentions into meaningful actions. Accountability is the bridge between setting objectives and achieving them, and taking consistent action. Being accountable is a responsibility that is handed to you by yourself. People can cheat on you, but you cannot yourself. As we have learnt many things so far, it's time to be accountable and take action accordingly to make things happen. GPT, goal, project, task. What are your goals? Can you write them down? Or you don't have any? Goals are important to focus on. I'll share a concept so you will understand things. It's called GPT, not ChatGPT. GPT stands for goals, projects, and tasks. If you are working professionally, then you must be dealing with projects and tasks. Or you are a student, you can think of it as equivalent to your semester subjects as projects and chapter as tasks. I want you to grab a paper and pen and write down your goals, dreams, things you want to do, for example, getting 1M YouTube subscribers, writing a book, building a software, etc. Write at least 3 of them. Now draw a line and make a branch as projects. Let's take getting 1M YouTube subscribers as an example. To achieve that milestone, what do you have to do? Are the projects, e.g., make video, reach out to sponsors, digital marketing, etc. Now I want you to write micro tasks and small tasks you can do. For example, for make content project following may be tasks: research on video content, design thumbnail, schedule video for up. Now, what we have built is a system. From design thumbnail, make video, getting subscribers. Tasks are your short-term worries and goals are your long-term plan. So plan accordingly. As we have seen, we don't need to focus more on the goal itself, rather focusing on tasks helps you achieve your goals. Don't do anything other than tasks that will not help you go towards your goal. It's that simple. If watching TikTok is a task, does it help you achieve your goal? Question yourself and try to not to do those things. This is an effective and powerful system. Try making your GPT and implement it right away. Creating an action plan. As we identify our goals, projects, and tasks. Now let's understand how to take action or do the task itself. To take action, you will need 2 things. Prioritization. When you prioritize your tasks, you're able to focus on the ones that are most important and that will have the biggest impact. This can help you to get more done in less time. You will know your priorities, so you will be more productive. This is because you know that the tasks you're working on are important and that they need to be done right away. Other benefits of prioritizations are: it helps you to manage your time effectively. It helps you to avoid stress. It helps you to achieve your goal more quickly. Time management. As we have already mentioned time management a few times before, we understand time management is crucial. Your time is the most valuable asset you possess. To take better actions, you follow the following strategy. Plan your day. Do you plan your day? Or do you go freestyle? Each day, take some time to plan your day. What tasks need to be done? How much time do you need for each task? When will you do each task? Planning your day will help you stay on track and avoid procrastination. Planning every minute is bad too. Instead, try hourly time blocking with calendar. Make hour blocks of what you are going to do today. Let's do some practical things, shall we? Step 1. Open https://calendar.google.com. Step 2. Create an event reading focus amplified book. Step 3. Pick your preferred time to read. For example, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Step 4. Add more details if you like and say, done. Congrats, you just plan your 1 hour of the day. Now, do it for the rest of the day. Block time for important tasks only. Then you can picture your day with your calendar. Set deadlines. I don't know about you, but I am scared of deadlines. If I get deadlines, I work as hell to complete it. It's that powerful. Deadlines help you to stay on track and avoid procrastination. Simply, it's business of fear. To understand more clearly, let's continue the above practical. Step 4. When do you want to complete reading the book? Try creating recurring event and choose ends on as deadline. Try learning how to make recurring events in the calendar yourself, will you? Delegate tasks. Delegation is an art. It's an ability to delegate tasks to others. So, you can reduce your workload and focus on other things that require your attention. When you do everything on your own, you are simply hurting yourself and it will take a lot of time. You always have a finite amount of time. If you try to do 4 tasks alone, you will take 4x time. But if you delegate to others, it can be done in x time, while saving 3x time, where x is the amount of time required for a task. Delegation is not always the solution though. Sometimes things will require your utter attention and you have to do it yourself. But if there is a possibility to delegate, please do. Be flexible. I have seen 2 types of people. First, people who genuinely plan their day, work on deadlines, delegate tasks, and second, people who don't just do the task randomly. Both ways, the final outcome is similar. The second type of people could have years of experience and just know things better. But, I want you to be flexible. Meaning, you can be both. You can list your deadlines and don't plan your day. Ultimately, I want you to be aware of your time and actions you do. The role of accountability partner. You can practice accountability with your partner. We try not to be embarrassed. We always want to look, act decently to others' points of view. Accountability partners will act similarly. Let me introduce to you a technique that was effective for me while writing my first book. In a newsletter I received in my email, I got to know the term accountability coach. I researched what I tried to implement myself. So, I asked one of my mentors to be my accountability partner. You can ask your best friend or your mentor or anyone. I requested and explained what this is about. I requested to be my accountability partner and explained that we both are going to be beneficial. First, I created a Google Drive folder and shared it with him. Created a Google Sheets and scheduled calendar meeting every Sunday 9 p.m. recurring weekly. We shared our plans with each other and gave suggestions and feedback. That helps to stay motivated, on track, and accountable for our goals. How to find an accountability partner. There are many different ways to find an accountability partner. You can ask a friend, family member, colleague, mentor, or even someone you meet online. The most important thing is to find someone who is supportive, reliable, and who you trust. How to work with an accountability partner. Once you have found an accountability partner, it is important to set some ground rules for your relationship. This includes things like how often you will meet, what you will discuss, and how you will provide feedback to each other. It is also important to be honest and transparent with your accountability partner. Share your goals, plans, and progress with them honestly. And be open to their feedback. Here is an example of how you can work with an accountability partner. Set up a regular meeting schedule. Meet with your accountability partner on a regular basis, such as once a week or once a month. This will give you a chance to discuss your progress, challenges, and next steps. Share your goals and plans. Share your goals and plans with your accountability partner in detail. This will help them to understand what you are trying to achieve and how they can support you. Discuss your progress. At each meeting, discuss your progress towards your goals. Be honest about what is going well and what is challenging. Provide feedback. Give each other feedback on your progress and plans. Be supportive and constructive. You should try it and see it yourself. Do your research and execute it, it will help. Embracing the growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that one's intelligence and abilities can evolve through dedicated effort and continuous learning. Individuals who adopt a growth mindset are more inclined to embrace challenges, learn from their mistakes, and persist in the face of adversity. It is essential to strive towards becoming the best version of oneself. While it can be inspirational to admire those who excel beyond our current capabilities, comparing ourselves to them can be counterproductive. Each person possesses unique abilities and talents, and nurturing a growth mindset allows us to maximize our potential. One of the remarkable aspects of challenging oneself is that it fosters a perpetual sense of improvement. When we continually compare ourselves to others and manage to surpass them, we inadvertently limit our own growth potential. It's important to acknowledge that it's okay to experience moments of jealousy, self-doubt, and hopelessness. These emotions can serve as powerful catalysts for personal growth and transformation. As the saying goes, if you're the smartest person in the room, then you're in the wrong room. Surrounding oneself with individuals who possess greater skills and knowledge can be a powerful catalyst for personal development. By choosing to associate with 5 highly skilled people, you can aspire to become the 6th, continuously pushing your boundaries. The environment we immerse ourselves in has a profound impact on our growth. Therefore, it's vital to carefully curate our inner circle, including family, friends, and the individuals we follow on social media. Prioritizing connections with skilled and talented individuals rather than celebrities can ensure an endless source of motivation and inspiration. I want you to be accountable to your actions and responsible towards yourself. Chapter 9. Focus amplified in practice. I often find myself pondering why there are relatively fewer inspirational figures in the world. Why do most people wait for external sources of inspiration when I believe that each of us possesses the potential for extraordinary achievements? Some individuals may have a natural inclination or innate talents, like gifted artists, while others may benefit from a head start through circumstances of birth. However, many remarkable accomplishments can be attained through relentless effort and dedication, much like pursuing one's dreams. Rather than lamenting the perceived unfairness of our circumstances, it is more fruitful to take the initiative and work towards our goals. A common excuse we tend to make is, "I don't have enough time." Consider this: even with 8 hours of sleep and another 8 hours dedicated to work or other obligations, we are left with a remaining 8 hours in a day. These remaining hours hold infinite possibilities for personal growth, fulfillment, and the pursuit of our dreams. It's important to reflect on this reality. You do have the time. What you need to do is sharpen your focus and put in the hard work. You've likely come across memes comparing expectations versus reality, and this concept holds true when it comes to practicing and mastering new skills. Initially, it may feel awkward and unrewarding, but as you persist and establish a habit, you can make significant progress. There are a few strategies that can help you enhance your focus and commitment to practice. Daily focus rituals. In reality, there is no one-size-fits-all formula for effective rituals. I remember trying to follow a random guru's morning routine, waking up at 4:30 a.m., only to end up mindlessly scrolling on my phone for hours and falling back asleep, a futile exercise. Morning rituals. However, I've observed that some people genuinely benefit from disciplined morning routines. The key is consistency. I have seen few people who actually follow the morning routine seriously, and it can be helpful to you. Wake up around the same time every day. You can wake up at 4:30 a.m., 8 a.m., or even 2 a.m. But, you should walk up daily. Just waking up early doesn't make you anything but discipline to yourself. Sleep more. Working up to 1 a.m. and waking up at 6 a.m. won't do any good. Best thing you can do to your body is sleep. At least sleep 7 hours, your body will thank you. Make your rituals personalized to you. Morning rituals like meditation, mindfulness, journaling, goal setting, and healthy habits are truly beneficial. You can do it regularly. Personalize your morning rituals to suit your needs and preferences. Practices like meditation, mindfulness, journaling, goal setting, and cultivating healthy habits can be highly beneficial. I'm no advocate for waking up early, I'm a night owl myself. I wake up after 8 a.m., but I've established a routine that works for me, including 10 minutes of meditation and staying hydrated. This helps me focus on my priorities, similar to the eat that frog concept. Midday recharge. Midday can be chaotic, with work or school demanding our focus, leading to a gradual energy decline throughout the day. My energy peaks around 10 to 12 a.m. and wanes after lunch, leaving me feeling drained by 5 p.m. This is a natural rhythm, but there are effective ways to recharge. Following are some tips you can use. Taking short breaks. Taking short breaks in between really helps. It can be a tea/coffee break, a restroom break, or anything other than work. I don't believe you should take a short break after 30 minutes or 1 hour. You should take a break when you're exhausted. During deep work, a break is not allowed. But when you are in a meeting or studying a chapter, you should take breaks frequently. The hardest part is to continue working/studying after the break. It's difficult to collect yourself to work again. So, I recommend taking shorter breaks, like 5 minutes. More time will distract you from returning to work/study. Hydrating yourself. You should drink water more often during the day. Bring a water bottle near you and drink it when you get distracted. I do it as well. When I get distracted or start using my phone, I drink water, and it triggers my brain to continue working. It's unusual, but I find it helpful. There might be some science behind it. You can research it. I am no expert, so I leave it to you. Standing up. Standing up sounds too basic for an activity, but it's effective. When you work/study, you tend to sit in a chair or on a bed for a long hour, and your body is somehow still for a long time. It gets you tired for no reason. I got back pain due to my long sitting habit. It's good to work for a long time with a focused mind, but your body needs to move as well. So, standing up and walking a bit every hour helps. Evening chills. The evening is typically the most relaxed time of the day. Whether you've had a smooth morning or a challenging one, you're back in your room. Evenings provide the energy to enjoy activities like gaming, reading, or perhaps even unwinding with a drink. That's what most people desire and find fulfilling. However, for someone aspiring for personal growth, evenings are an opportunity to invest in self-improvement and side projects. Not everyone can embrace this approach, as dealing with people throughout the day can be exhausting in itself. Can you truly believe that you can grow while feeling drained from a full day? Typically, we can only manage to survive the day and pick up a few new things. Genuine growth occurs when you can feel it within yourself. When you work for others, your growth is often determined by the company you work for and your team. Honestly, I have learned very few things during office hours compared to what I learn at home. There are several reasons for this, such as tight deadlines, heavy workloads, and dealing with numerous people. I firmly believe that while you can grasp the professional culture in the office, it's challenging to acquire new skills there. And you can't blame others for this. It's you who becomes engrossed in completing tasks rather than extracting valuable learning from them. Thus, evening time emerges as the ideal period for delving into the skills you've always wanted to acquire. The best part is that you'll never tire of engaging in activities you genuinely desire. You can learn new skills, work on projects, or even indulge in gaming. The key is to find enjoyment in these activities and witness the positive outcomes they bring. I personally completed numerous projects at Mixim during my evenings and nights, acquiring knowledge and expertise that I could never have gained elsewhere. So, the takeaway here is that you cannot truly change yourself if someone, whether a random YouTuber or even myself, tells you to do so. You can certainly listen to advice, but the real transformation happens when you experiment on your own and tailor it to your personal preferences and needs. Task prioritization and time management. In reality, task prioritization and time management can be challenging. One thing I can tell you is to be prepared for occasional disappointments in yourself. We're not robots. Consistently performing at our best is a tall order. We make mistakes and sometimes mess up badly, so our time management and prioritization approach should be flexible. One of the drawbacks of using task and time management tools is the frustration that can arise when we forget to check off completed tasks, and the very next day, we're faced with overdue tasks marked in red. I've experienced anger directed not at the tool, but at myself for failing to complete those tasks the previous day. These days, I've stopped assigning due dates to tasks. Why? Because I don't trust myself. I can start writing a few pages of this book, open a new tab, visit YouTube, and watch videos. So, what's the solution here? You can't rely solely on your memory to keep track of all your tasks. You need a tool to record them, as it's fast and convenient. However, it's also beneficial to maintain a physical notebook and select 2 or 3 crucial tasks you must complete by the end of the day. Do you know what you'll accomplish by day's end? You chose to prioritize those 2 or 3 most important tasks, MITs, over others. So, the next time you use a task manager tool, write down all the tasks you can think of. Jot down 2 or 3 MITs in a notebook. Focus on completing those MITs. If you have time, tackle other tasks. By adopting this approach, you'll avoid disappointment in yourself. You'll consistently take pride in completing the most important tasks, while the less critical ones can wait. As for time management, there's no need to track every moment of your day meticulously. What if you start tracking your time and forget to stop it? Instead, try time blocking, allocate specific time slots for tasks, and stick to them. Proper prioritization will naturally make room for these tasks in your schedule. Remember, we're more inclined to tackle tasks when they feel urgent. As discussed in previous chapters, be sure to address distractions and engage in deep work. Listen closely. If you want to enhance your focus more than ever, stick to what you've learned. Resist the temptation to embark on more research or watch instructional videos on how to. That path can lead to another time-consuming trap, and you'll gain little. I've combined extensive research with my personal experiences to make this book as practical as possible. So, you do not need to go down that same road. Put what you've already learned into action, and you'll be on the right track. Once you start noticing improvements, you can dive into additional research for further enhancement. What the professionals have to say. While writing this book, I surveyed practical focus tips. I reached out to approximately 20 professionals spanning various fields, all actively working, studying, and continually evolving in their respective domains. It's essential to pause and lend an ear to their insights, as up until this point, I may have been somewhat biased toward my judgment. Unexpectedly, their tips align closely with what I've written here. This convergence serves as a testament to the practicality and effectiveness of the strategies outlined in this book. By incorporating their techniques into your routine and persistently following them, you can genuinely amplify your focus. For work, being seated in place you usually work, then listening to non-lyrical music in the headphone helps me focus. Sometimes working in a crowded cafe helps too. Sabin Bundari, product designer. I think having a priority to-do list is more important than just a to-do list. Sort works on the order of priority and starts with working on which is the most important. The Eisenhower matrix is a great example of this. Vivek Malik, electrical engineer at KNA Engineering Consulting. Sometimes, focusing on a task is easier than you think. You'll have to decide that this is an essential task for you and go for it, return only when it's finished. I want to quote a saying, stop not when you are tired, stop when you are done. Keeping this mentality of entirely going through all at once is the key to great focus. You can train yourself to gradually enforce this technique by meditating or Pomodoro if that helps. Rabin Adhikari, research assistant. There are a lot of Pomodoro techniques, meditation, etc. But my personal best is regular physical exercise. It is good for enhancing focus and concentration by promoting blood flow to the brain and reducing stress. It also helps to carry the boats and logs. Sandeep Paudel, programmer at Mobilecom Tokyo. Work on your passion when you are fed up, like watching movies, playing games, and get back to what you are doing. Or turn your passion into a profession, which you give you best focus with just proper rest of body. Biplab Karki, CEO at Hypers. Keep track of progress, if possible avoid multitasking. Abhishek Parajuli, QA engineer. Focus mode. Nirajan KC, CEO at Launch Me Up. Yoga/meditation for training my mind to be in a focused state. Food is very important to me. Light and positive pranic makes me calm/negative pranic makes me agitated and dull. Work in silence is best, sometimes soothing instrumental music works well. Akash Saraf, student. Meditation. Arman Chettetri, engineer. For me, I personally listen to some form of pop music or storytelling, which helps my mind get out of all the extra stuff running in and concentrate on the topic I want to. Sumit Kakshapati, mobile application developer. I plan my time to waste the time so that I can work freely without distraction, because my mind knows that I have planned my time to waste my time for refreshment. In my case, I have set my time from 6 to 8 in the evening to see random stuff, mostly TikTok and Reels. This technique has worked for me for the last 1 year. I am not telling my mind to focus 24/7. Instead, I have given a fixed time for distraction. Planned distraction is key to focus. Ravi Chaudhary, full stack developer. Find out what you want to see yourself after a few years so that you can align yourself in that direction. Suprema Shrestha. I'm a bit of a procrastinator, but I've got this trick where I really buckle down when a deadline is approaching or when something's super important. I just tell myself, alright, time to get this done, and I clear away all the distractions around me. I find that your surroundings can mess with your focus, so I make sure to get rid of any distractions and get my head in the game for the task at hand. Plus, I like to play some lo-fi music in the background to help me stay in the zone. Peter Karki, game developer. Conclusion. Your journey to amplify focus. As we approach the end of this book, I sincerely hope you've discovered inspiration, valuable insights, and practical guidance to ignite your path toward a more focused and productive life. The mere fact that you've journeyed through these pages demonstrates your commitment to enhancing your focus. Keep in mind that the pursuit of focus is not a destination, it's an ongoing, lifelong journey that will continue to evolve as you grow and adapt to life's changes. Throughout this book, we've delved into the core of focus and its profound influence on our daily lives. We've explored the importance of rewiring our mindset, optimizing our environment, and implementing practical techniques to enhance our focus. We've also discussed the significance of accountability and the power of technologies like GPT. As I write this conclusion, I know I've inadvertently created another self-help book. However, I believe I've conveyed my key points, and now it's time to summarize them. You hold the power. Your environment plays a pivotal role. Mindfulness is your trusted ally. Focus is a habit developed through consistent practice. Technology is a tool. Your mind is the ultimate weapon. Strive to be the hardest worker in the room. True learning is synonymous with continuous growth. Whether someone has told you this or not, I emphasize that you can amplify your focus and achieve even your most ambitious goals. The journey may be challenging, but with each step forward, you become more aware, experienced, and more robust. This book is more than just words on pages, it's a call to action. It's a reminder that now is the time to conquer procrastination, harness your focus, and unlock the doors to a future you can be proud of when you reflect on your journey. Before you turn to the last page, I would greatly appreciate your feedback. Your honest insights will help me improve and grow. Please provide your feedback via the link provided. Google Form link, https://forms.gle/cc32h3 SAPMZ2 NDT7. Thank you for your feedback. It's time to amplify your focus, transform your dreams into reality, and become a better version of yourself. Are you ready to take the next step on this extraordinary journey? Your adventure begins now. Acknowledgement. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the individuals who played an indispensable role in bringing Focus Amplified to life. Their support, feedback, and encouragement have been invaluable throughout this journey. Special thanks to AI tools, Bard AI and ChatGPT, for fixing my grammar and helping me improve my writing. It helps me complete the book quicker as I'm a terrible writer. I am thankful to Rabin Adhikari for his early draft review. Also, thanks to Sabin Bundari, Bibek Malik, Sandeep Paudal, Biplab Karki, Abhishek Parajuli, Akash Saraf, Arman Chettetri, Sumit Kakshapati, Ravi Chaudhary, Suprema Shrestha and Nirajan KC for helping with the survey. With deepest appreciation. Anjal Bishokarma. Thank you.